Guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're in attendance of Celtic versus Aberdeen here at Hampden for the Premier Sports Cup semi-final. It is just only the second time Brendan Rodgers' side has faced the new Aberdeen side under Jimmy Tillin, who are currently joint on points, sitting second in the league, 9 points ahead of Rangers, both of them, and just coming off a remarkable 2-1 win against Rangers. Last time these two sides faced, it was a 2-2 draw at Celtic Park, and yeah, an incredible game. Celtic were leading 2-0. Aberdeen didn't only come back and make it 2-2, they made it 3-2, but that goal was ruled out for a handball. But yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to today's game today. I think it could be just a really exciting game, a really open game between two really impressive sides this season. Jimmy Tillin has done really well so far, especially under sort of circumstances coming in, and to have not lost a single game this season and to be impressive all round is, just sort of in all competitions is incredible. Can they continue that incredible performance this season and get what would just be, honestly, mind-blowing if they manage to win today? And you'd have to say, if they win today, you would knock them out for going on to win the title, would you now? But sort of realistically, I've gone through, or I'll go through with you later, sort of a bit of a tactical analysis of today's game. But look, yeah, these are two really, really impressive sides so far this season. The last time these two sides faced Hampden, it was a 3-3 draw. Celtic went on to win, I believe it was 6-5 or 5-4 on penalties. Joe Hart took one and missed, but he became the hero at the end of the day as he saved that penalty. And about 75% of Hampden was serenading his name in proudly for what would be his penultimate game at Hampden in Celtic colours and as a player entirely. And that was Kasper Schmeichel, who's come in and really done well since coming in. He performed really well in the Champions League for Celtic, especially against Atalanta, managing, I believe Atalanta had about expected goals of 3, and the Big Dane managed to not concede a single. So he's done really well since he's come into Celtic, and so has Dmitry Mutov, who is just over there in the goal towards the Rangers end, as they call it. And yeah, look, really, really exciting game today. Really looking forward to it. Two sides who have done, like I said, really, really well this season, and you can't stress enough how well they've done. I'm really looking forward to it. Hopefully it is as an open game as the last few have been. Let's hope it's not sit back. But Brendan Rodgers, he'll be going for the kill early on this time. He won't be sort of a bit cautious as he was in the last few games. He'll be wanting to finish this game nice and early. But Jimmy Tillin will favour the more chaotic approach. But yeah, look, I'm really looking forward to today's game. And there comes Kasper Schmeichel just behind me. As you can see there, really warm reception from the Celtic fans, who are covering about 66% of this stadium. Up and normally sort of breaks off on that end there, but they're going almost all the way around to the goal today. And it'll be a great atmosphere between two fans, really excited about their club. You'd have to say Aberdeen fans probably a bit more excited, just given the circumstances of how well they've done this season. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's game, and I will make sure to keep you updated all the way through. Thank you. So I believe there's about 5-4 now, so it's about an hour and a half, an hour and 35 minutes until kick-off. I got here about 3 hours before the game, so just sort of been soaking in the Hampden atmosphere as it is just now, lack of, but that will definitely change in a few hours. But more sort of focusing tactically on the two teams. When these two teams met back in October at Celtic Park, it was a really, really interesting and tactically a really interesting game between the two sides. Celtic in games really like to set up in that 3-2-5 formation that we see everywhere with Man City. Ange plays it at Tottenham, he played at Celtic as well. We see it with, you see it everywhere, Chelsea, the list is endless, it goes on. And Brendan Rodgers sets up in that system as well, sort of that Pep influence coming all throughout football and at this level as well. In that sort of 3-5, the key thing in is what works so well under Ange is what continuing to work well under now. They really like those wingers to sort of push and hug the touchline as possible, to stay as wide as they can. Dyson Miser does that really well, and that's probably one of his best features. And Aberdeen will look to minimise that. They like to play with a 5-3-2, and hopefully they'll try and block that sort of passes into the final third from Celtic and minimise the threat from the wide areas. Specifically, Celtic really like to set up in send balls into the half spaces. I'm sure you've probably heard that word used many times before. If you haven't, it's the space between the post and the edge of the box, sort of that area that you see so many passes. You've seen it so many times. Alistair Johnston plays it to Maida. He makes a run through and he sends it across to Kyogo or Kuhn or O'Reilly used to be, or Engels, whoever's in the box. And Celtic get so many of their goals from that area, and they'll look to get that again today. So yeah, Celtic sort of setting in that 3-5-2 formation. Aberdeen sort of in the opposite, sort of flipped upside down in a similar way. They set up in a 5-3-2 and a 3-5-2 in attack, with midfielders pushing up and joining, with defenders pushing up and joining the midfield. And they'll be really crucial today in those wide areas and how they can sort of maximise the threat. From there, their two strikers are going to be crucial today. Whether they change it up and maybe go with a 3-4-3 or maybe a 3-4-2-1, it's sort of all down to Jimmy Tillene today, or Jimmy Tillene as many people in Scotland will call him. But yeah, a really interesting game. I'm really looking forward to a good matchup between two really impressive sides this season. Two very different styles of football. Like I said, Aberdeen really like and really effective on that direct counter-attack, and their press as well is, again, one of the best in the league, like I said. Aberdeen won't be too fussed not dominating possession today. That they're not the sort of team that wants to constantly control every minute of every game, unlike sort of Brendan Rodgers' team. But that's not a bad thing or a good thing necessarily. It's just sort of each team's preference, and that's what Jimmy Tillene likes to do, and it can be just as effective as controlling possession as well, like Brendan Rodgers sort of strives in. Is probably the core point of sort of Celtic's ethos and culture is to control possession in an attacking and positive way, and they'll look to do that again today. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to this game. I always love watching the Aberdeen games this season and the Celtic games as well, and between these two sides it's going to be a really interesting and exciting game. Just hopefully it's not a bore fest as some may call it. No goals after half time or 60 minutes. Let's hope it's sort of like the last few games that it's been end to end. But no, I'm sure it won't be. I'm sure it'll be a very entertaining game, and both sides really will have a go at it in their own respective ways, like I said. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to today's game. I'll make sure to keep you updated throughout the match and sort of try my best to give you some insight into what the tactical decisions behind Jimmy Tillene and Brendan Rodgers, and hopefully maybe speak to them about that after the match in the post-match press conference. But yeah, I'm still an hour and a half to go until kickoff, so I have to waste some time in between now and then. But no, it's always great to be at occasions like this. I'm back at Hampden for the first time since the last two semi-finals, and hopefully we'll be back here for maybe a Celtic Rangers final, maybe an Aberdeen Rangers final, or a Celtic Motherwell or Aberdeen Motherwell final. How about that? Imagine that, an Aberdeen Motherwell final, a battle in store of the underdogs. But no, really looking forward to the game, and some fans start coming in to the stadium now, and the music starts playing. So now we know we are approaching kickoff, but I will make sure to keep you updated all the way throughout. Thank you. Sam, big game today here at Hampden, Aberdeen. What an incredible start to the season. How do you see today's game going?
Oh, it's a hard one to call, isn't it? Aberdeen, like you say, they've been in incredible form, but I feel like every time I come to watch Aberdeen, there's real buzz in the air, and I'm just really excited to watch them play, and Celtic as well. They've obviously got some really good players, so just so long as both teams go for it, both teams attack, I'll be happy.
Under Jimmy or Jimmy Tillene, they've done really well this season. Do you think the fans are sort of feeling that? You see a sort of a bit of improvement in the atmosphere and the club around?
Yeah, I think they were telling me up there on midweek that it was their first time they'd sold out Cotodrie 3 times in a row for years. So yeah, the fans, everybody, they're all absolutely buzzing with Tillene. I just hope that he can do really well and stay for a couple of years. It'd be amazing to see him win the league, would be a fairy tale, but win a cup or two, do well in Europe, and actually stay and not get pulled away to maybe a bigger club where there's more money or more resources. I hope he can stay and do well.
Yeah, and Aberdeen, like I said, sort of in the league, and they seem to be sort of feeling impossible. Do you think they can win the league this year?
Leicester did it. I mean, it'll be a massive test for them. I think the fans will just be happy with a cup, probably.
Yeah.
It's been a long time from winning the league, but I feel sorry for them in a way because they're doing so well. They've won all their games except one, but Celtic have matched them and done a little bit better for goal difference. So usually, normal season, Celtic would have dropped a few more points at this stage, and if Aberdeen were playing as well as they are and Celtic had dropped points and they were ahead on points, I think everyone would be talking about maybe Aberdeen could win the league, but I think it's going to be tough. Celtic are doing so well, aren't they?
Yeah, it'll be a tough game to. And lastly, score prediction for today?
3-2 to Celtic.
3-2 Celtic. Okay.
.34 minutes on the clock, and it's already 2-0 Celtic. I said before the game, Celtic really had to start this game fast with some speed, and they've really done that. 2-0 first goal came from a corner from Cameron Carter-Vickers. The second goal came from Kyogo. It was a brilliant strike from him, and the Celtic fans singing now, "Fuck Aberdeen, we're going to win the league." But look, really good performance from Celtic so far. The first goal came from, like I said, Cameron Carter-Vickers. The second one coming from Kyogo for Hashi. But yeah, really strong performance from Celtic so far. Like I said, before the match, they wanted to get those 2 goals nice and early, and that's exactly what they've done. But yeah, 2-0 Celtic after only 36 minutes on the clock here. Can they push on to get a few more? We'll have to wait and see. But as it stands, 36 minutes in, Celtic 2, Aberdeen 0. After I'm here at Hampden Park, and it is 3-0 Celtic. Like I said earlier on, Brendan Rodgers really wanted to get a firm and good start onto this match and start quickly. He's definitely done that. Celtic have done that really well. Aberdeen make 2 substitutions, but will it be enough? You're really not thinking so. Celtic will have to have some fall off for Aberdeen to manage to get back into this game, but it's been an electrifying atmosphere here at Hampden. Aberdeen fans still in strong voice, even though their team's performance has been anything but strong. Aberdeen just sort of very lacklustre in all departments. Maybe they've been okay in midfield, but just defensively really poor today. So can they improve that in the second half? We're going to have to wait and see. But half-time Celtic, really strong performance, goals from Carter Vickers, Maida and Kyogo. So yeah, really impressive start from Celtic. Can they continue in the second half and maybe get another 3? Or can Aberdeen pull off what would be one of, an absolutely sensational comeback? Very unlikely, but you never know. So half-time here at Hampden Park. Celtic 3, Aberdeen 0.
No, it's how we play. It's how we play. You're playing against a team that's going to press 4-4-2, so you've got to try and connect the game through those areas, and it's just the players know the patterns of how we can arrive in there. But yeah, the fluency of the triangles on the side of the pitch was really good between the fullback, the winger, and the 8 on that side of the pitch. So it was good to see, especially second half. But that's hopefully how you would see us play in the main.
And just on that, with sort of mentioning those triangles and between the wingers, midfielders and fullbacks, is that something you sort of really emphasise on and work in training to sort of see in matches?
Yeah. Listen, the team are coached in that way. It's the patterns. You see the fullback moving in on the inside, more so on the left side than the right side. We were able to adjust. We're then pressing with the 2. We could then morph to a 3 as well at the back. So we were fluid in being a 2 and being a 3 at times. But yeah, it's just repetition. And that's obviously the big satisfaction for a coach, when you can see the relationship between training and the game and all the great work that goes on by the coaches and everyone. It's good to see. But it's repetition. There's no, as I said before, there's no secret in the football. We work very, very hard in that fluency, and we get days like today, which is great.
Your thoughts on the performance today?
First of all, congratulations to Celtic. They performed really well. They were clear in their identity, how they work, how they play, and they did it with quality today. We're going to take some learning points from this game, of course. I think sometimes when football can be like this, when things start going wrong, it can go wrong really quickly, and we didn't find a way back, and it just the game stick away from us because of their quality, and we have things to learn and things to improve for the future, and that's what we're going to focus on now and take learning points from this game and keep growing. We want to be in this situation. We want to play important game in Hampden. We want to be in Europe. We want to play strong in the league. So we want to cope with this intensity. So that's what we have to improve from.